Yeah.
You got it.
No, you can go.
Okay. So for me, the community, we have the pillars, right? You gotta have the four pillars of a community. And what does that look like? Starting with housing. Gotta have a place to live, right? Healthcare. Gotta have a place where you can feel well. Education. You gotta have a place where you can learn, and then business. And that can be incorporated in so many different ways. And when you have those four pillars, that's a community. And that's what the beloved community look like, is that we all can be in a place where we're having access to all four of those pillars at an equitable way. And so I think that it's still a goal that we're trying to achieve. We understand that there are some disparities that are going on. And so the ultimate goal is, how do we build that beloved community ourselves? And so I'm excited that we've collaborated on, and we see the need is there. So that's why I always say leading with service to get to those four pillars.
Love, love, love that. Beloved community to me is all about family. It's all about the love and the connectedness that each of us have, regardless of how we were raised, what our backgrounds are, where we were raised. We're all connected in one way or another, and it's about taking that time to really learn about each other and to really focus in on that connectedness and collaborate and lift each other up. If my sister is down, what do I have that I can give to help them? And when I'm down, how does the community, what do they have to lift me up? And so it's just really about wrapping our arms around each other in true family style, and inviting everyone to the table and eating what I have and sharing what I have. And that, to me, that's also the meaning of freedom. That's my freedom, is how do I serve the communities in ways that's going to be a way in which we can all connect and be a family. So Chauncey and I have joined forces. Chauncey's company, Take Up the Cause, and my company, Maji Rising. Maji stands for Water is Life in Swahili. And we are developing a community that's called Beloved Kijiji. Kijiji is village in Swahili, and we're really focused in on healthcare and housing, and bringing, from a collaborative perspective, bringing those two together so that we're really focused in on holistic health. We're focused in on holistic education, awareness. And our goals are to really look at, identify what are those healthcare disparities, what are those housing disparities, and how can we improve the health of our community, addressing those disparities, and then how can we also increase home ownership? How can we provide a safe place for our community, tying everything back to Martin Luther King's vision of a beloved community.
And then to your point of only as strong as those weakest among you, right? It's the same thing. We're only as rich as those that are poorest among us. And when I say poorest, I'm talking about the mindset. And that happens not only with our wealth, but in the health as well, right? If you can walk around and claim I'm sick and I'm ill, that's gonna happen. You're gonna be sick, you're gonna be ill. But when you start proclaiming the abundance that is our birthright, and say, hey, I'm wealthy and I have this spirit, a rich spirit, those things will follow. And I think that to the point of the beloved Kijiji is that we're doing it as a community, because you talked about solutions. We know the problems. They get advertised and listed every single day, but we're coming up with the solutions. And it starts, again, you gotta teach our peoples, right? And teach us what that means to stand firm, right? And to say that, you know, abundance is my birthright, and to understand that we can get to that beloved community. And what I mean by get to it is go from it being conceptual. You got to visualize it. You can't think in a color that you've never seen before. So if you've been poor all your life and you've been in bad health all your life, you don't know what it's like to be well. You don't know what it's like to not have a set of pills once you turn 40 that you got to take every day. And that's part of it. But the same thing, if we can start transforming that, right? And getting the concept of understanding that generational wealth and well-being starts with the generation, doesn't end with us. We're gonna plant trees that our grandchildren are gonna sit under, that we're not gonna be able to be there for. But that's where the start of it. We're gonna make the changes, right? And we're gonna turn away from all of those things that has plagued us as a people through centuries and start saying, you know what, it starts with us. And that's why we're careful with the selection and saying, hey, this is the first time that we can call it community, because it's encompassing all of those 4 pillars and saying we're going to start the foundation and planting the seeds. It starts with the soil, right? But you switch the I in the soil and put a U, and it goes to the soul. So it starts with the soul and how we're feeling deep down inside and reprogramming our thoughts to understanding that it's okay for us to have that rich spirit.
We have a website. It's www.majirising.org, and we have a community needs assessment survey currently live on the website, and we need our community to take the survey, because as we develop this, what Chauncey is talking about is us coming together, hearing your voices, using your voice, amplifying your voice to develop beloved Kijiji in a way that's going to meet each and every person's need, because healthcare, we know, is our right. It is our birthright, and we all, every single one of us, have different healthcare needs. And it is a right for us to demand and amplify our voice so that we receive the type of healthcare that we deserve. So that we can thrive in our community, and we can be, that's where that generational wealth comes from, is for us to be as healthy as we can be in the way that we need to be healthy, and the place that we need to be healthy, and how do we need to be healthy, what does that look like? And that's different for every individual, and how can we meet that need in a way that's going to really speak to you and amplify your voice.
So I think this is our opportunity with so many talented people in our community, that we have to create our own table. Because I say this, either at the table or you're on the menu. And a lot of times we get wrapped up in thinking that we're at the table, but we're on the menu. People, if you look at websites, we're full on the page, on the front page, of this is who we serve on the menu. But when you go behind the scenes and look at who's the CEOs, who's the COOs, and who's in those leadership positions, you don't see us. So we're paraded out there. This gives us the opportunity. We have that opportunity to say, look, this is our table. Not only are we serving, but we're also here in the leadership position, right? We're collecting all the goods and figuring out what we're gonna put in these recipes, right? We just finished the holidays. And a lot of people talking about what they cooked and then what they preserved. They were in charge of that, so proudly talking about it. We can do the same things in all of these 4 pillars. And so I think that that's the important piece, to know that we belong, and again, to have that rich spirit, and let's change the mindset so that we can start achieving that abundance based on our talents that we have.
And we can't do it alone.
Absolutely not.
We have to do it together. And so everyone needs to come to that table so that we can be a family.